Welcome back, everybody. Alex Mendez here, or you could just call me Golden Boy, and it's good to be back for another edition of the Golden Nugget. So we have Titanfall coming out in a couple of days, and I am so freaking excited to finally get my hands on the full game. Of course, the beta was a massive success with millions of people participating in it, but finally on March 11th, Xbox One users as well as PC users will be able to get their hands on Titanfall. Now, of course, before a game releases of this kind of hype and just infamy, you usually see a lot of leaks, and this time around the leaks are definitely plentiful. Currently, DualShockers has a great article listed where they talk about all the maps that are going to be on Titanfall. You can see full overhead maps of them, just the callouts and all that cool stuff. I actually happen to know a couple of the guys who worked on the strategy guide, and I know that they kicked ass at it, so it is pretty awesome. And definitely pick up the strategy guide if you do get a chance to do so. There is a lot of good material there that you definitely are going to want to check out. But beyond that selfish plug for my friends, I do want to say that the maps look phenomenal. I love the way that the designs really complement and look unique for every single map. I'm excited to get my hands on this, and I'm also excited to find out a couple of the more little nooks and crannies that this game is going to have as well. So the two things that really caught my interest were zip lines and generation. Zip lines is something that, obviously I think people know what zip lines are. They are just lines that take you down and make you go faster from point A to point B in a quicker rate. But the cool thing here is the zip lines also take you up. So it's kind of cool. I guess they justify it with the jetpacks or something like that. Oh well, it's some really cool stuff. I'm glad that something like that's in it because I know that some of these maps can get rather big. So I'm glad to see that there is an option for pilots to be able to get from point A to point B much quicker. Another aspect that I'm super pumped about is Generations mode. So for a lot of you guys who are Call of Duty fans, this is basically the equivalent of prestiging. And Generations is a way that they kind of explain it within the universe of Titanfall. You basically die and regenerate as a second generation clone of yourself, and you get a chip to identify that you are in fact a second generation clone. It's a really cool way to, kind of fit things in with the lore, and I'm excited about it because it's going to allow people to play even more and give someone or multiple people the opportunity to play and continue to play, which of course is never a bad thing. You could definitely tell a lot of the influence that Respawn or former Infinity Ward had on the Call of Duty series is being transferred over to Titanfall. A lot of the same hooks that really attracted people to the game in the first place, with some new things in there to boot, like drones as well as the grunts and the Titan. So it's cool. You get a couple new things to play around with, and you get that familiarity that you've had with Call of Duty for so long, and you could just go over to Titanfall and do you. Now, of course, with the good news always comes a little bit of bad news, and this time around it doesn't really affect me all that much. It kind of goes back to the whole resolution thing that I talked about in one of my videos prior. Basically, Titanfall will be at 720p, not at 1080p, and it seemed like the internet caught a shitstorm fire on that one. I mean, it is what it is. For me personally, I play on a monitor, so it doesn't really matter all that much to me. The game is still going to be awesome. I stream at 720p, so that's not going to be much of an issue for me as well. But I know a lot of people out there who are going to play on some giant TVs are kind of pissed about it. Oh well, it is what it is. So Titanfall will be 720p. I've already had this discussion with a bunch of people in the comment section of my other videos and on Twitter. I don't feel like getting into it this time around, so I'm just gonna say it's 720p. Take it as you will. So to close out on some good news, because I always think it's good to close a video out on some good news, we do know the game types that will be in Titanfall, and they are Attrition, Capture the Flag, Last Titan Standing, Hardpoint Domination, and Pilot Hunter. So Pilot Hunter basically sounds exactly the same as Attrition. You kill enemy pilots, and if you kill grunts and all those other things, inspectors on the map, it just reduces your damage core ability or your Titan ability, as well as the build time of your Titan. I don't know the difference between the two. Maybe I'm missing something. If you guys happen to know something, sound off in the comment section down below, so this way we're all a little bit more informed going into Titanfall on March 11th. So now this is the part of the video where I ask you guys a question and you respond in the comment section down below. So the question for today is, how do you feel about Respawn Entertainment borrowing a couple of the elements that they created in the Call of Duty series that has really become staples in that franchise and bringing it over to Titanfall? Do you feel that maybe they're trying too hard to attract a Call of Duty audience, or do you feel that it's just tried and true mechanics that they rightfully created, so they want to be able to implement it in yet another multiplayer shooter? Sound off in the comment section down below. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you happen to like the video, you can hit the like button. It's a thumb. It looks just like this. You take that mouse over, get the clickety clack going on, and then you take it to the subscribe button and do the same thing there. My name is Golden Boy. Take care, and as always, keep on winning. Peace.